If you have a signal that's telling you to do something, to buy a stock, a commodity, whatever it is, and if that signal is wrong half the time, or sometimes even worse than that, I would say, is that a good signal? I would say it's not. If it doesn't produce accuracy over at least half of their projections, I would say it's an inaccurate signal. But we can look at the stream of returns for the factor over time, and we can see that it quote unquote works. Why is that? This is what I would say. The reason momentum as a factor quote unquote works, i.e. generates profit over time, is not because of the signal. So if you look at I think it's the next chart, momentum, as we know, one of the problems with momentum is that it has very high turnover, i.e. because the signal is often wrong, you have to sell the stock. Once you buy it, you have to sell it. That's basically the short-term mean reversion problem of momentum. But you can see that as this SMH is trying to make its way up from left to right during, say, the 2017 to 18 period, which is that first red box, you can see how the momentum score falls out of that top decile several times. And so therefore, as a momentum investor, you have to sell that stock, generating that turnover that we talk about. And it's one of the pushbacks on momentum. But contrast that experience with trend following. So trend following gets you to the same stock, which you can see trend following is basically when you have a series of higher highs and higher lows, is a very simple definition. You can see that with that first green arrow. So trend following would buy this stock in that moment. And then it would continue to hold that stock until you have a series of lower lows. Note that during that uptrend, trend following stayed with that stock, whereas momentum was forced to sell it several times. That's what I mean when I say momentum as a signal doesn't work. Momentum as a factor, yes, it does generate profit.